everyone, this is GameBro64. I'm bringing you guys a new setup for my Life Wizard, who is 120, and this also works for 125, and I'll show you both setups and how it can work for 125 as well as 120. So right now I'm currently only 120, and I'm going to show you a really nice critical healing Life Wizard setup that I recently just made, thanks to some new changes into the game. So let's go ahead and jump right in with the overall stats, and then I'll show you each piece of gear that makes up the entire stats. And then if need be, I can also tell you some substitutes for each of the gear, just so you can kind of get something close to it. As well as towards later in the video, or later on, I'm going to show you a video of just exactly what my healing can do inside a battle, so you kind of have a gist of how good this setup can be, and then you can judge for yourself and comment in the comment section below what you think of it. The overall stats are almost 7k health, really great there. I'm only 120. I'm sure if I work on my health jewels, I can definitely get them up to almost really close to 7k. And then when I hit 125, that is for sure going to be 7,000 health, which is real nice. Resistance is a little low, but that's perfectly fine, because when I show you how much I can heal for on my healing spells, resist, you don't need a whole lot, just a lot of health, just so you can throw it and gain it all back. You have max accuracy, because each of your healing spells are 90%, so you want at least 10% on your life, just so you can power and non-stop, not fizzle non-stop. Damage you don't have to really worry about. You have almost 80%, but it's still nice in case you realize like your DPS isn't really pushing out enough damage. You can throw in a couple of caterpillars, and with 100% critical and 80% damage, you can still do about 5 or 6k, depending on if the minion gives you a boost or resist, if they don't block you, of course, and it still does quite a bit of damage. The next page we have, just to show you, I am 120, so max crit is at 795. That's reading 1%. That's 1%. That's 100%. There we go. I was like, what the heck? Alright, so that's 100% there. 795 is actually 100% at 120. When you hit 125, it's going to be 815. But I'll take out one of my jewels and I'll swap it over to crit, and that will give you max crit right then and there. And I'll show you that in the setup when I break down each piece in the backpack. Block, you have nothing, so you need to be a little careful of that, especially with resist. So you need to be paying attention to one-shots. So I recommend, if you need be, if they're hitting real hard, or if you know they're hitting hard, put in shields. I know several times when I was doing the boss of Medulla at 125, I had to throw in some mist shields, and trust me, mist shields really help. I know it kind of wastes a turn, you could probably do something else, but mist shields really help you and your teammates, because he does hit pretty hard in there. And then if I can get Sanctuary up and throw a heal, I can definitely heal it off or heal it right back, so it's real nice there. You have no armor piercing, you really don't care, you're not hitting too much in this deck. You can hit if you want, you can carry some TC hits, or you can just carry the spell inside your deck. I don't really recommend doing that, just because you don't want to draw into your hit when you need to pull a heal real bad. So you just got to kind of mess around with it. I have 38 incoming, which is a lot, considering that I have max power pip chance and so far max accuracy. And then I have 56 outgoing, which is insane, because this is like almost doubling my... It's like, essentially you throw a heal for 1,000, 50% of that will be 500, so I'm healing for 15%, or sorry, 1,500 off of 1,000 base heal, and then I have my crit that's doubling it. So you can see how it can add up over time if you have a lot of outgoing plus critical. So that's really nice to have this both. And then also on top of it, you can see I'm running the Mammoth, which is really good to have as well, just 2 extra %. And so that's really good as well. Then we go to Pip Conversion. I have 3% here. It's just your base. You always have 3%. I'm pretty sure if I go up to 125, I may gain a little bit more Pip Conversion. Or it might go down to 1%. I don't know how this really works, but I know at 125 or 120 you do have this much base pierce, or not pierce, but Pip Conversion, and I don't know if it goes up or down or stays the same, or the percentage goes down as you level. I haven't figured that out yet. Honestly, I don't really care so much about Pip Conversion, and I'll show you the deck setup later in the video, and you'll see why I really don't care so much about Pip Conversion. Power Pip chance is max, and then you also have 4 Shad Pip. You don't really use a lot of Shadow Pips in this deck setup unless you're going to hit or something like that, or if you use the Swan spell that does a dot on the enemy and then a dot healing on all of your allies. You can do that as well. But essentially you have max Power Pip chance, max accuracy, max critical, 56 outgoing, 38 incoming with 7,000 health almost. And then if you hit 125, you will definitely have your 7,000 health. But you will have to lose a little bit of outgoing due to jewels. You'll lose about 5 outgoing due to jewels, which is okay. You'll still be keeping around 50 outgoing, which is real nice. But let's go ahead and jump into the each piece of armor. So first I'm going to show you the hat. Alright, as you saw, there's your mammoth, gives you 2%. Really nice there. You can get this in the crown shop for 9,000 crowns, so it's going to cost you about $20. Or if you don't want to spend the money, you can go to Polaris. There's a dungeon in Polaris towards the end, I think right below the Rasputin. There's a dungeon you fight, and it has like 3 floors to it or something like that, 3 boss fights. And I think the last boss has a chance of dropping the mini mammoth mount. So you can definitely pick the mammoth up off of farming that boss. I'm not sure if the boss has a chest. It may have a chest, which will be easier to get the mount. But once again, you can either spend crowns and gain the mount, or farm the chest and spend crowns that way, or you can just put in the time and grind until you get this mount. I highly recommend getting this mount. If you are realizing that you don't have max Power Pip chance and you're struggling with it, go for the one that gives you Power Pip chance. I believe it's the house with the eye, whatever Baba Yaga rides around on, or it's the chicken house or whatever. Or if you want, you can get the Crystal Pony that gives you 2% universal accuracy. I would stick anywhere from outgoing, Power Pip chance, or accuracy for the Crystal Pony, the house, or the mammoth, just because those are the 3 things most healers really want, because it's really good. As long as you keep max Power Pip chance, it's really good. First we have the hat. This is a crafted level 96 hat that you get in Sardonyx of Chrysalis. This is by far one of the best hats in the game. I recommend it over Malastare. If you're struggling with Power Pip chance, definitely run Malastare. You might have to, you're going to lose quite a bit of outgoing, so you might have to put some crit jewels into your ring or your dagger, because you're losing, give or take, 30% outgoing, or 30% critical, or not percent, but just 30 points of critical. And you lose a little bit of accuracy too. But if you like the universal resist, definitely go for it. If you feel like you want to be more tanky, it gives you more health on Malastare, and then as you see, you get 13% Power Pip chance, which is really good. Plus 2 Shad Pip if you're into using your shadow spells. However, there isn't a really good shadow healing spell out there, like a Rebirth that costs a Shadow Pip but is like base heal of 1,000 or something. When they come out with that, that would be freaking awesome, and I might go to Malastare hat. Your robe is obviously going to be the Malastare robe. If you find anything that's better than this, let me know, but the reason why I run this is because it gives you 10% accuracy. It gives you 100% accuracy for life right away, so all you have to do is put on this, and then everything else can go to Power Pip chance, and you're totally solid. This also gives you over 10% Power Pip chance, and your base is already 40% off Power Pip chance. Right here. You have a base of 40, and your robe gives you max accuracy already with the was it 10 or was it 11? 11. And then the 11 Power Pip chance gives you already 15% Power Pip chance. So that's really good. You already got halfway there and max accuracy just from the robe. That's insane. Plus you got real high crit and high health and 2 Shad Pip chance for future spells or something. But this is definitely your best robe, especially for healing. It doesn't give you outgoing, which is unfortunate, but hopefully later in worlds and stuff like that, or in packs or bundles, I can replace this while still keeping the Power Pip chance and the accuracy, and then also keeping high critical, and replacing some of the damage or resist with outgoing. That would be really, really nice. I'm going to skip the boots for now because there's 2 new pieces to this set from future videos that I've posted on my channel. The boots and the pet are the 2 newest things, so I'm going to skip them and save them for the end so you can see what the 2 new things is. The wand is essential. You need this. It's the guitar wand. I have it stitched to another pack wand, but this is the guitar wand. It gives you the most crit in game for this wand. If you want, you can run another wand that gives you 180 universal critical, which is 1 less, which is no problem. And then it gives you 7 universal accuracy. I believe you get it from the narwhal mount, the Polaris bundle. It gives you the narwhal, and then it also gives you an ice pick wand, and that's the wand. It gives you 180 universal critical plus 7 universal accuracy. I have the wand on my fire, and I use it on him just for the accuracy, but you can use that instead of this wand if you don't have this wand or you have trouble getting this wand. This wand is dropped in a Halloween pack during only Halloween, so it's one of those holiday packs that you have to buy for this Halloween. And then the dagger is this dagger right here. The jewel is a 9%. You can obviously upgrade that to a 10% if you see fit. I really don't need to, but if I wanted to use a 10%, I can for sure, and go up 1 more power pip chance if I needed to, but I really don't. I'm sitting at 104. You got 2 5% outgoing here plus 12% base on the gear itself, so you're looking at 22 outgoing from this wand right here. I'm pretty sure, and then this is the other piece. When you hit 125, you're going to have to take one of those outgoing sockets out and put in a critical one, so you get the 1 or the 815 crit to get max. So unfortunate, you're going to lose 5 outgoing while leveling up, but it keeps your max crit, and you're still keeping 50 outgoing, which is real nice. So just to show you real quick, nothing's changing. Same health and everything like that is just going up to the same health. If I was 125, I have over 815, so I'm still at max. And then I have 51 outgoing, and I'm still keeping high incoming as well. So nothing's really changing. You still got all your exact same pips. All you're doing is just socketing in a jewel. But for right now, I'm going to keep running this because I am 120, and when I hit 125, then I will swap over to the right dagger, which will be this one, which is just perfectly fine. It's just only 5 outgoing. I'm still keeping above 50, which is real good. The next one is the necklace. This is not new. This is only new because of the sockets. I found some 6% incoming sockets, and I just went ahead and socketed them in. And then I also have a 5% there. So this is really good, essentially, just because you can have more incoming. You have 11% off this alone. Plus, it gives you the most critical. Gives you some resist, armor piercing, a little bit of health. You can use the Morganth one if you want. You only get 1 square though, so it's perfectly fine. You also get more health on this one with 5% less critical, so it's your call with how you want to do this. Personally, that 5 extra points can really help you out gain max crit, so you can like focus more crit on your pet, or focus more crit on like your ring, or something else. Like each point of critical, especially on jewels, helps. And over time, you'll see that the 5% crit change between this necklace and this necklace can definitely save you from running certain gear pieces in like boots and robes and hats and stuff like that over time. So you'll see it as you get each different piece of gear. You'll just kind of notice, hey, I can put more critical on like the deck and the necklace and my pet, and then I can, by adding more points on those, you can slowly change from this hat to this hat, because it's only 30, right? So here's 5 here. Say you get like 6 off the deck and a few points, maybe like 10 points off the pet by raising the stats, 2% off the mount, and maybe another jewel in here or something like that to get a little bit more crit or something. And you can realize, hey, I can just swap it over and make it easier on me gaining max crit or max accuracy and still keeping max crit. So it just mess around with the jewels. It just helps out and benefits you a little bit more, but I always prefer this. Plus it gives you a cycle life, which is really good for just a healing bubble, personal for you. And then it also, the healing bubble gives you 5% power pip chance, which I'll show you in the deck setup. It's kind of hard to see in this one here, but it's cycle life, and you can also earn the spell. I think in Azteca you can earn the spell. Next piece of gear is the ring. This has not changed from the 120 setup that's previously on my channel. It gives you the most critical, plus it also gives you a dosage of incoming and outgoing, just like the dagger. And then I also socket an outgoing, and then if I had another 5% or 6% incoming square socket or stun resist, socket that in this, just so you can have max stun resist off a TC Conviction, and then the 5% through the square. So you'd have 100% stun resistance, or you can socket in more incoming, maybe another 5 or 6% there, and go up even further in incoming. It's totally your call. And then, yeah, I just like it because the 70 critical really helps. And then also, it also gives you power pip chance and outgoing as well. So it's just real nice there. The pet is, I'll show you last. The mount, you have 2% here. We already went over that. And then this one is your deck. You have the power pip jewel in there just to keep you at max power pip chance, and then it gives you 38% crit. Plus it gives you that starting pip, which is real nice. If you don't have a deck with a starting pip, I highly recommend getting a deck that gives you a starting pip, even if the socket's off, or it doesn't give you any critical at all, or it doesn't give you any block or any health or what. As long as it gives you a starting pip, take the deck. That starting pip is really nice, and honestly I like starting a duel with 5 pips rather than 4 pips. And if your pips are off, say you get a new pip, you'll start the duel with 4 pips instead of 5 pips. And it's really, I don't know, I feel like if you can get more pips, definitely go for more pips, especially starting out. So I like this, and I really want a wand similar to this that gives me, like, it starts you out with a power pip, but I want it to start out with like 2 power pips, or a power pip and a new pip. I think that would be pretty nice. It might be a little broken in PvP, just starting out with more pips on first turn, but I think it would be really nice to have it in PvE contents for like healers and such. Just starting out with more pips so you can almost first turn rebirth, which would be really nice. But you know, we'll see when that time comes. And then the last 2 pieces will be the pet and the boots. The boots was an upgrade. The old boots that I used was a survival, I think it were survival stompers, and they were pretty nice, but these are the new boots, and I highly recommend getting these boots. You get them from the Spooky Carnival bundle, and this is from the bundle that gives you the clown car, the 50% 4-person mount. You get that, and I'm not sure if you get a house with it, but you definitely get these boots for the level 120 version. They do not have a 125 version of these boots yet, but they do have 120. It gives you so much more outgoing than the survival stompers, and it gives you more critical, shadow pip chance, and it gives you high damage, 27 universal damage, same accuracy as the stompers, and then it gives you power pip chance, which the stompers does not give you power pip chance. So you can see where this one actually trumps. It gives you more outgoing, more critical, more same accuracy, but more power pip chance, and then it almost gives you 700 health, which is real nice on top. So I definitely recommend these boots. You can block out the Frosty Minotaur. You don't have to really worry about that when you're healing, because first, you're not ice, second, you're not wearing an Ice Mastery amulet, and third, it's 5 pips. You'd rather throw like a pixie spell or a unicorn, or just wait around, get a power pip next turn and throw a rebirth, rather than throwing a Frost Minotaur. Let your DPS or your damage wizards do the damage, and you just focus on healing. And that's how this build is set up, is DPS, do the DPS. Obviously that's why they're DPS, and I just focus on healing. And that's how I run my wizard. The next piece of, the next new piece of gear is the pet. This I recently just got, and it's a really nice pet, and I've been working on it ever since I had like other things. I had a book in my previous video with 4 crits and outgoing, and then I had like a selfish jewel in it or something like that, just to raise the crits up higher, so I don't have to, like, I can put outgoing in my jewelry, just so I don't have to put crit in there. But essentially, this is a max stat life pet, and this pet is also on the kiosk if you're interested in. The name is Captain Toby. It is a Copper Colossus, and it gives you double outgoing with 4 criticals. Everything's max stat. Unfortunately, Wizard Wiki informs us that the 4% outgoing on it from healer and the 8% from medic has a chance of getting up to 9 and 5. But with max stats, it does not go up that high. I'm sure if you probably got power up to like 250 or 255, you may be able to see maybe that, but I don't know. The reason why I don't need this to be 250 is because I have 260 on both these two, plus 255 here. So it kind of balances out the 248, and kind of, if you lower this by 2 points and you up this by 2 points, then essentially this is still at 250 and above, this is at 250 and above, this is way past 250, and this is way past 252. So you're pretty good. You don't really have to worry about the 248 here, unless you just want all 250s and above. I'm not sure if it changes anything, but to me, you still got max stats, and this will remain at 4 and 8, which is still 12 outgoing, which is real nice. Plus, on top of it, it gives you Brilliant Light, which gives you a plus 40% healing blade to all your friends, including yourself. Sadly, it costs 2 pips, but if you have max power pip chance, you're going to gain that power pip right back next turn, so there's no issue whatsoever using that. So it gives everyone a healing blade plus yourself, so that's real nice. And then if someone else's pet goes off, they have a plus 40% healing blade on themselves. So if they have like a Maycast unicorn pet or something like that, that would be real nice for everyone to gain health back with the 40% on them. Or if they have a Maycast fairy, they gain more healing, and that's less healing you have to do. So Brilliant Light is a really good spell. However, I do not run this in my deck because I run it on my pet. However, they do stack. The ones on your pet and the ones in your deck will stack separately, or stack together. So you can use both of them, and it will take both of them on one heal. So that's real nice if you want to go for a big heal. And then also, because you're using heal blades, or because you have no Maycast heal on your pet as a healer, you can use Brilliant Light, Guiding Light, and TC versions of them just to gain more healing from just healing blades like Sanctuary and Cycle of Life. So it's just real nice there. And then you also don't have to worry about bosses like Shame on Shane that punish you if your pet goes off with a heal, or Rattlebones. Your pet won't heal you, so there will be no doom and gloom. So you're real nice with this pet because it doesn't heal you, and it gives you a lot of outgoing and max critical. So it's real nice there. The deck setup is simple. It's right here. I only run only the essentials. Sometimes if I'm seeing that our group isn't really throwing enough blades out there, or they're not really supporting each other, everyone's blading themselves individually and not blading each other and helping each other out, then I will go in and I will put elemental blades, because usually we have a fire or a storm in there. If not, I'll put in spirit, but usually we have either fire or storm in there, and I will blade up that fire or storm. And so I'll put in a few of these, as well as sharpened blades to enchant them. And then I also carry feints, because some fights, especially for Darkmoor, for like a 4-round kill or a 3-round kill, I will carry feints just to kill the boss quicker. And so other people can worry about blades, and I'll worry about the feints, no problem. I do cross out everything except the heal blades and the Cycle Life. I'm obviously healing, so I want those in my deck. And then the wands, sometimes I will use those wands only if there's a life minion in there, and they throw a dispel on me. I can use these heal blades as well as these heal blades, and then these wands if I need be. I'm just now trying out Guiding Light, just to give me more healing, and I will show you a video later of essentially a naked pixie just with an enchant, no bubbles or anything like that, no blades, and show you the base healing of what I can do with it. And then I will show you another time where I'll have my healing blades up in a full power pixie, and I'll show you what that looks like as well, so you can kind of judge for yourself how I'm doing on this heal setup. I run max empowerments because this is a beautiful spell. Um, Pretty much it makes your pixies 3 pips, 3 pip cost because you get a pip back with empowerment up. Your reshuffles are 3 pips now because you get an empowerment. If you reshuffle yourself, you'll get a pip back off of empowerment. So that's real nice there. And then anything your allies throw your way that's like 4 pips, like a satyr or something on yourself, don't know why, but they could. Or a pet that throws Maycast Pixie, or a jewel that throws Maycast Pixie, you get a pip off of it. And then if any of your opponents throw anything that's rank 4 above, you do get a pip off of it, and you only need 4 pips. So if you're getting a pip off this, and a power pip guaranteed next turn, that's 3 pips, and this is 4. Alright, you're almost there. And that's just real easy. And then if your ally, or if your enemy hits you, you gain another pip. So essentially you can have 4 pips really quick, and to just use this real quick and heal. You carry stun blocks just because it's always good to carry stun blocks. I only carry 3, sometimes I carry 4 if none of my friends or allies are running stun blocks, but usually I only need about 3. 1 for me, 1 for the hitter, and then 1 on like a support. But usually I stun block myself first as a healer, because it's important to make sure I can heal when I need to and not be stunned for like 2 rounds off Medusa or something, and then everyone's dead or something. And then it's important to stun block the hitter if you only have 1 hitter, because you don't want them to try to hit on like round 4 of Malice there, and then he gets stunned and he can't hit and he loses all his blades and the hit's ruined or something. So there's just that factor there. So I carry 3, and then I have 3 reshuffles. In case I delete one, I have 2 left. I can use 1 on myself and 1 on somebody else. And then if I have to delete one to dig into TC, I can do that. Here's my TC. I have 4 sanctuaries. I do not carry the regular sanctuary in spells. Some people do. I personally do not, because it's 10% less, so you might as well, for the same pips, throw the TC version. 60% rather than 50%. Highly recommend this, especially with having this up. Plus 56 outgoing and a critical on top. Your heals are going to be insane. I'm telling you this now. I've had lots of practice as this. I know how to heal. I'm telling you, this will be an insane heal. Plus you have healing blades. So I can't wait to show you guys the video. You will see how big this heal can go off if I'm fully charged. Then next I have 2 shatter in case I need to. I'm playing support here, alright? So I'm going to shatter in case there's too many absorbs and too many shields on my opponent. I think shatter should mainly be left to either the tank support person or the healer. The DPS should not use shatter because they need to focus on building pips to kill quicker, whereas the support people can blade them, heal them, keep them alive, and use shatter to make sure the hit is secure, or make sure the kill is secure, not the hit. Clinch Charms is really useful because certain bosses will throw weaknesses. I know in the New World there were several bosses and minions that were throwing like Dark Pact, or not Dark Pact, Virulent Plague, which is like -40 and sometimes could be -45. And then also Bad Juju was being thrown quite a bit, which is the -90. So a simple cleanse is really good. It's your universal out, especially if you don't want to like, if you got a life dispel on you and you don't want to throw a pixie to get rid of it and lose 4 pips, you can just dig for a TC cleanse if you need be, and you can throw that. Sometimes you don't have to run shatter, you can just run cleanse charms and just run 4 of them if you want, just so you can pull it quicker. It all depends on what kind of fight you're in, but usually this is your standard setup or your basic setup that you're going to have, and you can modify this by lowering number of cards and increasing the number of cards. All depends on what kind of fight you're going into, and sometimes I'll run max pixies. I'll put in all pixies if I just feel like I want a lot of heals without using a reshuffle every like 10 rounds or something. I'll run 3 of these just to enchant every single pixie. So I'll do that at times, depending on if I feel like the fight will go longer than 5 pixies. But this is the overall setup. If you want, you can have like TC heals. I don't have any pre-made TC pixies, just mainly because I would have to use these, and I only have one, and I need to find more of these, and then you can make pre-made pixie TCs. Or you can just buy the rebirth from like the stores or from the library or something like that, and just use pre-made or just rebirths in case you had accidentally deleted these, or you can't find them, or if your deck's failing you, you need to heal real bad, you can pull from TC and try to pull a rebirth and get your heal off there. So you can definitely do that. But this is the overall setup, guys, for the Healing Wizard, and I'm going to show you guys the little tutorial, or I guess the tutorial video, or just the battle phase of what a Life Wizard's like when it's healing in battle. So let's go ahead and jump to that, shall we? This is the tutorial setup that I'm going to show you for just the in-game cast of my pixies. I'm first going to show you the base pixie, and then I'm going to show you a fully powered pixie using Cycle of Life, a healing blade, and then Sanctuary as well. And then if you want to add more healing blades, you can certainly do so, but this should be plenty just to keep everyone alive. I'm only going to be healing myself, which I have the 38 incoming and 56 outgoing. So let me show you the base healing right off the back. Alright, this is just what I'm getting health for, and then you'll kind of see how good you're healing yourself for, and then kind of around what other people are going to be healing for. So just a base without any blades or any bubbles or blades or anything. I healed for 3,300 healing, which is really insane for just 4 pips. It's just an upgraded version of Unicorn. The next one we're going to be doing is a full power heal. So let's see how that goes. And here it is, guys. We have our healing cycle of life around us, 2 different healing blades on us, and a sanctuary up. And this is going to be our full power pip, or not full power pip, but our max pixie spell with all the given spells that I have currently in my deck. And we're going to go ahead and see how much this can heal for. And there you go. You have 12,000 healing pretty much on just myself alone. If other people have outgoing that is less than 38%, which usually most people do, they'll get above 10k healing, which is really nice. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how I did in the comment section. I'm going to try to start doing my gear setup videos with kind of a preview of certain spells that I use, and just to show you the crit, the damage, the blades, just the lineup that I usually go into when I'm doing a fight. So let me know how I did in the video, or in the comment section below on the video that I did. Let me know if you have any opinions, thoughts, or feelings, or anything like that. If you want to hatch with a pet, it's going to be in the pet kiosk. The name of the pet is Captain Toby, and it is a copper colossus. Feel free to hatch with it as much as you want. Also, if you want to hatch in person, feel free to join the Discord link that will be provided through the channel description of GameBro64, and I will be able to hatch with you on my free time when you send me a message in Discord. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.